Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwander and welcome to Selling Power TV. Today we have the pleasure of continuing our conversation with Patrick Sweeney, who is the president of Caliper. Welcome, Patrick.
Great to see you, Gerhard.
Losing is part of the game, they say, but also losing brings out character. And in your tests, you measure the resilience of a salesperson. Can you share how great salespeople learn from losses and how they recover and become better?
Well, it gets at the heart of who we all are. It's funny. I was actually thinking about this on a personal level. I play racquetball and just for fun.
Right.
I'm a B player. You know, been playing long enough and never quite made an A player. Well, playing through this winter league, I ended up, because there were a lot of people who missed games because they were either traveling or the weather or whatever, right? So I was like in the middle of the pack, but because of, as Woody Allen said, you know, half of winning is just showing up, I ended up having enough points to be in the semifinals. So I go into this match with this guy, and first he looks at me like, how'd you get here? I thought I beat you handily last time, right? And I was just there to have fun and, you know, work out and have a good time. Well, I hit a shot, and generally a shot that he would have gotten before, and he misses it. And it was in a racquetball court is a very small place, right? He starts like cursing at himself and calling himself names. And then he does it again. Then he hits the racket on the floor. And I'm sitting there, all I'm doing is watching him deconstruct. Just to be there that close to watch somebody do that was amazing, because he's certainly talented enough. There's no question. But his resilience got the best or the worst of him, actually, in this case. And ultimately, that has to do with how we show up and how we perform, particularly when it gets very tough, particularly when times are hard. And how do we respond to, you know, those slings and arrows that life has a tendency to shoot our way?
So tell us the story about the final in racquetball.
The final? It wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. I was in the finals, I can tell you that. But what was funny about this, I mean, there wasn't a trophy for this, they didn't even give you a racquetball but this guy got himself so worked up as if it mattered most, and then his ego strength ended up getting the best of him.
How do people respond to losses, and what's your recommendation?
One of the things I had a coach once, and what he said was is to recognize that one of the distinctions between optimists and pessimists is that when something negative happens to an optimist, as optimists we view it as temporary, something that will pass. Right. Pessimists just view it as, oh well, that's the way things are, what are you going to do? So part of it is to realize that when something negative happens, it's just going to pass. Right. And you can change something, you can make something better, you can learn from that. So you can carry on from something that didn't work, and when something does work well, take credit for it. Right. Realize you did something to make it happen.
So you're saying when something goes wrong and you lose, you view this as temporary?
Yes, as part of life.
Right, and don't exaggerate them.
No, like the racquetball story I told.
Right. But you exaggerated your winning story and exaggerated the other guy's losses. But that's part of the fun of telling a story.
It's part of being a storyteller, exactly.
Thank you, Patrick, for sharing the story. We're going to continue our conversation with funny Patrick Sweeney, president of Caliper, where he'll talk about you may not be a Guinness brewmaster, but you still can influence and inspire people.